Hi, I'm Selva from Machine Learning Plus, and we are doing a series on building your very first machine learning project. Now, let's get started with the very first lesson, which is how to think about machine learning, or rather, to be more precise, how to formulate a machine learning problem from a given business problem. Right. So, this is more of a foundational video. Right. So, I will also leave a link to the original blog post based on which this video is based on. All right. So, what we are going to do in this video is I'm going to show you a business problem, a problem statement, something similar to a real world business scenario, right? You will be given a problem statement. Then I will walk you through 4 steps using which you can systematically convert that problem statement, a business scenario, into a machine learning problem statement. That is how to identify the pain points and get to a point where you have essentially converted it into a machine learning problem. All right, so here's the problem statement. But before we get into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a dime and it will heavily keep me motivated to create more videos like this. All right, so let's get into this. So we have the full-fledged, full-scale problem statement here. So we are dealing with Alan. Alan is working as a data scientist. It's lot more wordy here, but I'll try to simplify this for you. He's working as a data scientist for a telecom company, Alpha Voice. Now, Alpha Voice is a telecom company. It is in a competitive market. Alpha Voice struggles to get their customers to stay with the brand. Since this is a competitive market, Alpha Voice is losing their customers over a period of time to other players in the market. Right now, the company spends a large marketing budget for the customer reach outs, yet they often end up calling the wrong customers, which in turn makes them often getting perceived as spam. This has affected the brand image of Alpha Voice, which they naturally want to avoid. Right now, Brad, who is the director of marketing, brings up this problem in a department meeting, which Alan happens to attend. Now, Alan, being a data scientist, feels that he can help Brad and the company to optimize the marketing cost for the customer retention, right? The main problem we are dealing with here, and overall to improve the company's brand image, right? So this is the problem statement. Now we want to convert, right? This is the business problem. This is the business problem. We want to convert this problem to a data science problem. Sometimes I interchangeably use the words data science versus machine learning versus a predictive modeling problem. So we want to convert this problem to a data science problem. How do we go about doing that? Right? Let's see how to do that. So we have split this up into 4 individual steps. This is quite generalizable that if you take these steps and try to apply to other types of machine learning problems, it should mostly work as well. All right. So what are these steps? First, identify the business pain points. So if you look at Alan's problem statement, right? If you go back one step, in Alan's problem, you can see he says the company spends a large marketing budget, right? And they often end up calling wrong customers, affecting the brand image. These are some of the problems that Alan speaks about. All right, so you can take a cue from here. Now, first identify the business pain points, then translate to a quantifiable metric that can be predicted. Right? We need to come up with that metric. Let's see what this metric can be for this particular problem. Then, what data, if it exists, can help to predict this quantifiable metric that we have identified in step 2. Right? Then finally, once you have identified what you want to predict and what data you need to predict it, then we can go ahead and start using machine learning to predict the response, which we will call as Y going forward. All right. So this is the high level steps. Let's break it down. Let's actually do this. Now, identifying the business pain point from what Alan spoke, or rather Brad spoke, the company is facing, right? Now, the high marketing spend, part of which seems to be ineffective. This is a problem. This is a pain point, right? High marketing spend is a pain point. Second pain point is the negative brand image itself. That is, the company seems to be spamming a lot of customers, calling up a lot of customers using the high marketing spend and spamming them. That in turn is causing a negative brand image. Can we tackle both of these problems at the same time? The second step is translate to a quantifiable metric that can be predicted. What can that be? So remember, in the first step, we identified 2 problems. First problem is large budget. large budget. Second problem is the brand image. Brand image, right? Now, if you think about this, the large budget is because the company is contacting a large number of people instead of going after the people who are most likely to stop buying from the company, right? They need to identify those customers and go after them. If that happens, the company does not need to spend a large budget because they're targeting a specific group of customers, right? By doing that, you are going to not disturb the wrong people. As a result, your brand image will also not be affected. So, alternate solution is you want to find out your target customer group. How do we go about doing that? That is how to identify the target customer group. Now, the company has a large database probably that has all the customers that exist in their database, all the customers who have subscribed to them, right? They know all the details of all of their customers. That data is present. Now, from this list, instead of targeting everyone, what if you identify which of these customers are most likely to go away or stop buying from the company or most likely to churn, right? If we are able to identify the customers who are most likely to stop buying from the company, that is most likely to churn, then we can go after only those customers with a high probability, right? So if we are able to find out the probability of churn, right? Probability of churn, this can be the metric that we can target, something that can be predicted, right? Now, if we are able to predict this for every other customer, our target size, our target size, that is people who we want to target will come down. As a result, your budget will come down and brand image also will not get affected, right? So that can be a strategy. Now, once that is identified, now we want to go after probability of churn for every customer. We want to estimate this. In order to estimate this, you need to think about what information we need to know about the customer that will tell us if that customer is going to stop buying from the company. This can be told by, say, for example, take these examples, time since the latest contact, right? The customer has been making various customer service calls to the company. How long has it been since a customer called to the customer service, for example, right? Or it could be time since logged in into the website. This can also be a measure. The chances are the longer the time since a customer has logged into the website, the lesser the chances that customer is going to be responsive or being active. Keeping that in mind, this can be a helpful metric, right? This can be a helpful metric to predict the probability of churn. This is not always the metric, but it can be helpful to identify those customers. Likewise, the browsing activity. Are the customers active? The age of the customer, the gender, the purchase history. How long has the customer been with the company? Right? These kind of information about the customers and their purchase purchase history and their activities, these kind of data can in turn help predict if that customer is going to churn or not, right? So these are some of the data that will be helpful for us to collect, right? Now, once we have identified what we are going to predict, and we have also identified some of the data that might be helpful to predict the y. The y here we will call this as the response variable, right? And the x here we will call as the predictor variable. This is just a terminology, right? We'll call the x data or the predictors. This in turn influence the response. So if we know the x, it is possible to predict the response, which is the probability of churn, right? So now, at the end of the day, once you have identified that and you have formulated or created a data set that contains this information, you can go ahead and use machine learning to predict the response. So take an example here. We have a example data set that contains the information about various customers. All these, each and every row here in this data set is a customer, right? And there's a specific column here about each of the individual customers, right? This is based on a banking or financial organization, whether that customer has exited the organization or not. If the exited column equal to 1, then that customer has already churned, right? If it is 0, the customer is active. But amongst these active customers, zeros are all active customers, right? They have not yet churned. Amongst these active customers, it is possible that some of these customers are already exhibiting the characteristics of customers who have already churned, right? Already churned out these customers who are already won. Right? Those customers who are exhibiting those characteristics are probably the customers the company wants to target and try to retain them. So now we have effectively converted a business problem into a data science or a machine learning problem. All right. So this is how we normally do it initially, right? So to get some practice, here is a practice problem, is a problem statement based on Zedia, which is based on who is working as a data scientist working for an online real estate company. Read through this. There are three questions at the bottom of this exercise. Try answering this. I hope this kind of a practice will help improving your confidence to face real world problems as well.